Well, he is a great man. He joined the fire crew as soon as he turned 18. He was with the Presho Volunteer Fire Department his whole life. He was chief for the last 23 years. He was a very well respected man. Had a lot of respect in the community. He was a hero through being the head of the rescue crew and the fire department. He saved a lot of lives. With the interstate running right through our county, they've experienced a lot of tragic accidents, and it's safe to say that anyone passing through Lyman County was in good hands if they were ever in an emergency. Kind of raised me around the fire department. When I was 6 years old and would have new people join, Dad would say, "Hey, Brandon, get up on that pumper and show them how to run it. Hey, Brandon, show them where the pike stick is. Show them where the oxygen is. Show them what's going on. Give them the rundown." So firefighting's been in our blood and part of our family for all of our lives.
He was like our protector and our biggest supporter. Because, like, anytime you'd need him, he'd be right there. And, like, he'd never fail to help you out. He was, like, the most caring, loving, honest, fun individual you'd ever meet. You could state 1,000 amazing words, and they'd all describe him. I don't really have anything bad to say about him because he was just such a honorable, respectable man that you can't really speak negatively about. I know that in basketball and stuff, he was definitely my biggest supporter. Like, any basketball games, he'd be there and he'd be cheering for me and videotape and stuff. And, "Oh my gosh, did you see that girl? Like, she was all over you, but you had it good." Like, I remember playing basketball with him. He loved his family and he loved anyone around it.
He was a backbone to our community. I mean, he's taught most of the people that are on our crew now what they know today. And without him, I don't think our volunteer fire department would be who they are. Back to being on the I-90 corridor, I mean, we see a lot of stuff. There's a lot of instances where people probably wouldn't have survived had Dad not been there with his years of knowledge and training and experience. And it's really good to see that his knowledge didn't stop with him. It's been continued. He left his legacy in that town and community, and it will never be forgotten. He had the ability, whether it was a fire or a wreck, to sit back. He was very cool and calm and collected in some of the worst situations you could ever be. He could sit back. He kind of had this little stance to him. He'd sit back and you could tell he was just thinking about it. He might sit there for 5 minutes, maybe 10, but after he spoke, it was the right thing to do.
My sister and I, right after our dad passed away, then we were both, like, talking about it with different people, and we looked at each other, we were like, "You had the same idea? Like, you want to do it too?" But yeah, seeing our dad be so big and, like, it was in his heart to do what he did. And seeing him like that, it inspired me to be more like him because, like, my brother and my sister, they tell you how things are right whenever it happens. And then I'm, like, more like my dad. I, like, sit back and I'm more calm about everything. They kind of tell you how it is when it is, no matter how harsh they may sound. And I kind of have a more calm way of looking at things. And, like, my dad, he was patient with everyone, and he was a teacher. He was a teacher in so many different ways that we've all learned a lot through him. And I feel like looking at kids my age, like, you can tell that you stand out because of the people you know. And my dad was a huge role model in our life. And I feel like he's the reason why I would do it. It would be, like, to him because he's taught us so much that you can't just stop there. Like, I know a lot in the medical field and everything now because of him. And like if kids have like hurting anything, then they'll be like, Maddie, like what's going on here? And I'll know what to say, I'll know what to do because I've been around it my whole life. So it's kind of like second nature to me too. Like if my friends get hurt, then they'll come to me first, like, hey, can you help me out here? And I'm like, yeah, of course, like I'll help you out. And I got that from him, but it was inspired from him, and I feel like bringing that on to anywhere else would be really beneficial.
It's an amazing brotherhood to be part of. From the day that his incident happened to today as we speak, there's been an outpouring of respect from people we don't even know, and it's coming here for the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial. It was amazing. From the second we stepped foot off the airplane in Baltimore, we've been taken care of, and it's a very humbling experience. We're typically the family back home that helps others, and now people are stepping up and helping us, and it's a great thing to be part of. Took us a long time to even feel comfortable getting help from people, because like I said, we're used to being the people that give, and it's pretty neat to see that go full circle. The one thing I'd want everyone to remember about him was his dedication. I mean, any extra minute of the day was dedicated to either getting the new fire hall or updating their gear or making sure everything's ready to go or training new people. He put his heart and soul into the fire department in Presho, and he is greatly missed in the community. It's pretty cool to see like all these new guys. They're not new guys anymore. They've been around for a while, but now they're stepping up their roles. As all my dad's age people are getting older, they're stepping up. And I mean, Dad has pictures of these people that are filling the shoes of great men. He has pictures of them in kindergarten during fire safety week. Dad's in his bunker gear, and he's got these kindergartners around the truck. I mean, he was an inspiration to a lot of people in the community, and that's why we have such a good crew now. It's because of the time and energy he put forth to that.
What I want people to remember about my dad is his love, and not only his love for the people that he took care of, but the fire hall and what it all meant to him.
I would also agree that I would like people to remember how dedicated my dad was, because not only was he dedicated to the fire service, he was very dedicated to us as his family. He would go to work very, very early and get off so he could come watch us at our games and come support us. And then he would leave the games if there was a fire call, but he'd be right back as soon as he could be, because he loved what he did. He loved helping people and saving people.